Hey, this is Obelisk speaking, doing a One Piece chapter review, 1007, and it's called Mr. Raccoon Dog. And we see Caesar Clown here, he's blowing bubblegum, or blowing balloons, and we see penguins. I guess he's making them float. One of these have like the Nico Robin hat she used to wear a long time ago. We'll see. And we get back right where we left off, and it's this whole Hyogoro stuff. And we see Drake, and we see the enemy soldiers, and we see Apu. And they're shocked to see Hyogoro's power. Because he pretty much takes out all the... Yeah, he takes them all the Oniba Wansha and the Mami Muriwari, Gumi. He all takes them down on one attack. And X-Drake says, now I see what the power people fear, the people of Wano. And here comes his, I guess, his name's not stated, but this guy's about to behead Hyogoro because he can't control himself anymore, and they're all on the Yakuza are all crying. This is over dramatic. He's not gonna die, and he's about to get slashed, and in comes Queen, and I guess the soldiers are begging him for them to save him, and Queen says no, pretty much no, that you're all useless, and in a sense he's saying the truth. They all had their shot at the smile fruits and they failed, and the ones that are waiting are gonna pretty much be waiting eternally because there ain't no more smile fruits coming anymore. And it's pretty much on this theme of Kaido, like there's a greater purpose in death than being alive, or one's life gets fully fulfilled once you die. And Queen seems to have the same mentality here, and he's saying you're all useless, pretty much stating the truth. In a way, it's the truth, but he kind of looks like a real asshole right here. And this guy is about to cut off Hyogoro's head, and in comes Chopper. This was like, I don't know why this was dragged out, but the good thing is this plot point is probably finished. And we see Chopper is completely healed, and he sprays something on Hyogoro, and then he shoots a cannon with a Chopper page neutralizer, plague neutralizer, and it's pretty much like he dispersed it via the air in a gas type instead of being the other way where it's person to person. Now it's airborne, or his antibody, and it is healing everybody, not just allies, also the enemy. And Queen's complaining about where did this guy get his medical skills, and then Chopper says, well, I've been training for years. And he says he shouldn't use viruses. And just when Queen's about to blast him with a laser beam, his own men get in the way, and he's like, and they pretty much defected. And I don't know how many soldiers have defected, but it's probably going to be a huge number. It's probably going to be most of the number there. Sorry. And then we see a lot of these soldiers are defecting. And in comes Marco. Marco has like been handling... I thought he was going to be fighting Pero, but no Pero here. And he just grabs Queen from... he gets him in a chokehold. And he says, pop him now. Oh, thanks. And then this is a funny gag moment. Marco Chopper actually turns into the monster point. And he slaps Queen, and we see blood coming out Queen. And everyone's like, oh, sorry. Even Marco, even X-Drake is like, oh my god. And like, they all got scared of this form, I guess. And they're like, oh, sorry. Because they're all calling him Raccoon Dog. And he's like, no, I'm not Raccoon. He's a reindeer. No way. And then we see a sexy part of this chapter. And we see that Momonosuke is having some realizations here that he's weak, and all that's been happening, he's been being protected all this time. He's actually not doing nothing, which in a way he is, right? But he's a kid. What can he possibly do? There's no way he can get a power boost where he can compete at an equal footing to the... Well, he could probably take out some fathers, but not anyone important. And we see for the first time he actually transformed into the dragon. So Yamato is seeing him, but oddly enough, Yamato doesn't call him a dragon. He calls him an eel. An eel. And this could be a gag reference to the men's lower bottom part, because that's how mostly Japanese like to refer to it in the funny terms, an eel. And the way he's coming out is pretty funny too. God damn, I'm so envious of Momonosuke. But in a way, he's right. He wants to stop hiding and fight. And that pretty much ends in that. And then we go to this part that pretty much is like, this was off the left field here. So we go back to CP0, and they're pretty much talking about the day that Kaido was held captive by the Navy. Apparently Vegapunk extracted his bloodline elements. So they wanted to get his bloodline lineage, his lineage factor. But as a result, I guess they created an artificial devil fruit, and Vegapunk didn't want to give this devil fruit to the world government. Even the world government wanted, and his excuse was it was a failure. Sorry. And my reasoning is, I pretty much think it is a failure. In some shape or form, this fruit is defective. Because we see this with all the artificial devil fruits. They're all defective. There's always a drawback. So there could be a drawback to Momonosuke's fruit. In a sense. I don't know what it is, but there probably is a drawback. But then again, he also says that thank goodness it was only a failure. That means, what does that mean? That means Vegapunk's actually created successful artificial devil fruits? If so, that's pretty broken. If, like, he can create what about an army of freaking Akainos? An army of Kisarus? An army of Aokijis? What happens if they do that? So I'm hoping these are all failures, and this is like also a failure, because if no, that's pretty broken. Because what's stopping them giving them, if they can create devil fruits, artificial devil fruits, that pretty much mimic the original one, what's stopping them from creating, let's say, well, the pacifistas have, how do you say it in a form, but I think the pacifistas can imbue lasers, but I think that's mostly science sex with, they're actually generating lasers just like Frankie is. It's not like Kizaru's power is imbued into them, so they're actually generated. But I mean, if they can create artificial devil fruits, what's stopping them from giving the pacifistas Kizaru's artificial fruit, and all of a sudden they become intangible, and they're pretty much they have all the Logi abilities. That's pretty broken if you ask me. I'm hoping this gets resolved or clarified more, and we see there's a risk. There's a risk behind consuming artificial devil foods. And then we go back to the scabbards, and they're waking up. So the Toki is no longer there, and I'm pretty sure it's Toki. It has to be Toki, because we see Kappa say something here. He says, I feel as I thought I saw, but I must have been a dream, because it couldn't possibly be true. The fact that he's saying this, why wouldn't he believe it's true? If it was Hiyori, there would be no doubt Hiyori healed him. It had to be Toki. Yeah, it had to be Toki. Toki is alive. So this is a massive, huge point. And we go back to something even more massive. The door opens, and it just look at you. You've gone through hell. I missed you. You're so much older now. Ha ha. And it's Oden. Chad and Oden is here. Is this Oden? I don't know. But everyone's talking about this. And everyone's shocked. Lord Oden. Kinemon is crying. And there's a break next week. So Oda's a genius. For starters, is this Oden? There might be a possibility that this is Oden. But I wonder why he has this the drapes down. This could also be Kanjiro, or Katarina from Blackbeard, but I don't think so. It's like it's too off. Like, well, they were going to go attack the Marines. They were trying to beat the Marines to something, and the Marines are not headed towards Wano, as far as we know. So why would they be here? So it's not possible. The other was Bon Clay, but Bon Clay has never touched Oden, so it can't be possible. And the other one is I forgot the fox name, but the fox that was with Hiyori. But it's never been shown that he can actually transform into people, different shapes, which I don't think so. So we see Oden here, and his pant or his skirt, it could be down because remember Oden suffered severe scars in his legs, if I recall correctly, from being boiled alive. But then again, he also doesn't have the bullet wound. But then also again, that was heavily silhouetted. When Oda silhouettes something, that means he's not sure of the outcome. When Oda silhouettes something, he's not sure of the outcome. For example, when Doflamingo shot Rocinante, his brother, it wasn't silhouetted. It was full color. It was like black and white. But when Kaido shot Oden, it was silhouetted. Why was that? Why was that? If this is Oden, we're about to get into a potentially the biggest plot twist in One Piece history. Potentially speaking, I don't know what's gonna happen. This is probably not Oden, then again, but this doesn't explain how Toki's been alive this whole time. How has she been? She's been hiding this whole time from Kaido and everyone in Wano. How did she get there? And I was also thinking about something in the past. There was this cover page where Crockers was, and he was giving someone sake, and he had one of those Wano hats on him. Could have this been Oden? Could have Toki sent Oden into the future to the location where Crocus is, and Crocus healed him? But then again, what has he been doing? No, that doesn't make sense. There's no way he could have healed him because he would have popped. Yeah, and how did he get here? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, this is really mysterious here. Like, I'm thinking it is Oden. I'm possibly thinking this is Oden right here. This has to be Oden. This is the real deal Oden. Hiyori did something with her power. It had to be. Because Hiyori is... There's no way she died. Nothing of her ability was explained. She didn't reveal anything about the 800-year past or anything. She is a big mystery. So it has to be Hiyori, and this has to be Hiyori's power. Toki's power. And that means, possibly speaking, Kaido's in on it too. Kaido's fully aware that Oden's alive. But then again, does that mean Oden is severely nerfed now? This could be possible. Oden is really nerfed here. But then again, it's probably... I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have to wait 2 weeks. And it's probably not going to get resolved even in 2 weeks. Oda's going to skim this through something else. Probably. So we're not going to get the resolution of this just yet. So this is... It's a good chapter. I didn't like they dragged out too much the Hyogoro stuff. But the good thing is the whole plague thing and the Ice Oni plot is solved. That's no longer an issue. And now we're moving on to this. So we're gonna see where this goes. Anyway, it's a good chapter. It left a huge controversy at the end, but we'll see what happens. My opinions, my theory is I know it's out there. Kaido is not a bad guy. Kaido has made some sort of deal with Kozuki Oden, and Toki. Because remember, if Oden wants to open up the borders, his real enemy is going to be the world government. The world government is going to want to shut him down because Wano country knows too much of the history of the past. They know how to read the poneglyphs. They know how to make them. They're going to want to shut them down. So their number one enemy is actually the world government, not Kaido. And in a sense, Kaido's been keeping Wano country protected just by being there. So there could be a massive plot twist coming up relatively soon. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm hoping a really big plot twist. Because remember, we still have to see the lurking legend. Who is the lurking legend? Is it Oden? Has Oden just been there like chilling with Kaido, hidden in the shadows? He's the lurking legend. Like, we're gonna see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out and have a nice day.